And now into stage 6. A little more storyline. And it looks like we're back into a human level. I went ahead and put together a team that's got a few less epic characters, a few little more common characters, just to kind of show you that you don't have to have an Abe and a Jesus to get through some of these levels. So here we're using Andrea, Mark, Herschel, Joshua, and Chuck. Mark is still probably a pretty rare character, but you could certainly use you could certainly use like Carson in his place, or somebody of that effect. Just somebody that provides a quick rush. It doesn't have to be a real high healing, just quick, something that you can use often. So see here we got a bunch of yellow characters, and I've got a bunch of blue characters, so that's typically going to be an issue right away. We want to try to get rid of some of those yellows as quickly as possible. I guess I put together the the wrong items that I wanted to use for this mission, but I think we'll still get through it all right. I'm just going to use a little bit of replenish here to get up a couple of my characters. To me, it's always important to go ahead and use as many items as you need to get through the first couple rounds. You're starting off with 0 adrenaline points, so it's important to use your special items to get through the parts where you don't have that adrenaline rush advantage. And then as you get into the later rounds, you should be able to rely a little bit more on your adrenaline rushes to get through everything. And so just continuing to work those yellow characters as much as possible. And focusing on really trying to build up my adrenaline rushes for everybody as I go into this next round. Taking out those characters early really helps to, once you get it down to like 3 tunes that you're fighting against, it's a lot easier to manage the enemies. Now here I'm going to open up with Herschel because he's going to help buff up my other tunes after that. I'm going to hit the line attack with Andrea. From there, go back to Michonne because she's got the adjacent attack. And now I'm going to hold off on Joshua and Chuck because I'm already getting towards the end of this round, and I want to work on building my rushes back up for the beginning of next round. which looks like it's going to be probably a little bit of a challenge. So round 2 went a little bit quicker than I'd like it to, but moving into round 3, we've got a couple of adrenaline rushes to start off with. All of my tunes are in pretty good shape as far as health. And it looks like we're fighting all green, so we're just going to pick one and go for it. One of the nice things about the blue-green team is that it takes pretty good beating from green players, so I never worry too much about that. Michonne's probably not going to get through this level with a whole lot of luck, and as we see, she dumped off pretty early. I'm just going to leave her be, though, because if I revive her right away, she's just going to die again right away, and I don't need her to take that kind of abuse. Open up with a little bit of health recharge, and then I'm going to really just let Herschel pick his own enemy. So he wants to start in the middle there, and I'm going to hit Andrea on top with the line attack. And just keep working this round. I think I've got enough time to recharge on these last couple enemies, so I'm going to go ahead with the adrenaline rush. Wow, those guys are really opening up on me fast there. Fortunately, Mark refills quite quickly, which really helps keep things under control. And then going back to just working on filling out those rushes. I don't mind using Mark's health rush at the end of the preceding round. That way everybody has as full health as I can get them to. And then going into the beginning of the next round, I can use Mark to attack right away. I'm going to use the smelling salt here to bring Michonne back and then get right into this round. Got a bunch of yellows here and one green. So you're going to use the same tactic that I started with at the beginning of the last time that I had this set up. Attacking with Herschel first, and then a line attack with Andrea. We'll go ahead and use Joshua to finish off this one. Chuck in the middle. And then we'll just keep going from there. Not going to worry too much about her right now. Just try to keep the rest of the team alive until the end of the last wave. Then I want to make sure that I bring her back in time to try to get my 3 stars. I really typically like to have 2 healers instead of 1. Then you can just really try to keep your team's HP up as much as possible. But even with 1, you can do a pretty good job of managing things. And finally coming into wave 5. And I'm going to keep using that same tactic that I've been using with these. My health looks pretty good, so I'm going to use Mark to attack this time. And apparently my health wasn't as good as I thought it was. I still got 2 smelling salts left. Let me use 1 now on Andrea. Use Mark to refill, get her back up there. And that's not really optimal, but we'll deal with it. Really should be focusing on taking out the easier character first. And now just do my best to try to run this one out. So I'll definitely make sure that I swap out items before the next human mission, but that was getting through it in less than optimal circumstances. Hopefully you'll be able to see the next time how having the right items really improves your success rate when going through those human levels. So that's stages 5 and 6. We'll be back in just a little bit with stage 7 and 8.